Interesting psychological facts about human behavior. The last 7 minutes of a person's life is the brain playing back all their memories in a dreamlike sequence. There are people who have an irrational fear of the number 13. The name of the condition is triskaidekaphobia. Almost every time someone asks if they can ask you a question, you try to remember all the bad things you have done recently. The human brain is always on the lookout for human faces, even on inanimate objects. That's why unrelated objects seem to have a human face. People who speak multiple languages can change their personality and behavior as they switch to a different language. The average high school student today has roughly the same level of anxiety as the average inmate of a psychiatric ward from the 1950s. Losing your smartphone will make you experience a level of fear similar to experiencing a near-death event. The average person can read a passage with longer lines faster, but they seem to prefer reading shorter ones. Being alone for too long is just as damaging to your health as smoking 15 cigarettes per day. While the heart is typically used to denote love, it has no connection to the feeling of love. The only organ that is responsible for the romantic attraction you feel is the brain. Having a backup plan makes it less likely for your main plan to work. You always believe what you want to believe. The truth has very little effect on what you eventually perceive to be truthful. Taking a test on something you learn makes it more likely for you to recall them. Having sloppy handwriting is directly connected to thinking very fast, which is in turn connected to being smart. People are more selective when they are very intelligent. That explains why intelligent people seem to have far fewer friends than the average. Fear can feel good unless you are the one in danger. That's why horror scenes are enjoyable when you're watching from the comfort of your home. There have been no reported cases of schizophrenia in anyone born blind. Not getting rewarded for a dull job could help convince your mind that it was enjoyable. The human brain doesn't think of long-term deadlines as significant. That's why you are likely to rush even when you have a lot of time to spare. Some people believe their life to be a huge reality show. Having this disorder is known as the Truman Syndrome. You are more likely to overestimate the frequency of crime in the world if you watch a lot of crime shows. While women feel more pain than men, they also have much higher pain tolerance. Playing video games can potentially make you more creative. Large groups are more likely to make terrible and subjective choices than smaller groups of people. The size of the human brain is constantly decreasing, with it seeing around a 10% shrinkage since humans were hunters and gatherers. When you second-guess yourself, it's almost always because others don't approve of your idea. Most intelligent women typically find it more difficult to find a mate because they're subconsciously on the lookout for similar or even more intelligent men. Your dress can have a direct influence on your mood. While dressing well will likely make you stable and happy, the reverse is also the case. People who like to criticize others typically have low self-esteem themselves. The higher your sense of guilt, the more likely you are to understand how others think and feel. Eating chocolate and shopping can be more addictive than LSD and steroids. Eating food without preservative could increase your IQ level by as much as 14 percentage points. The knowledge that something terrible will happen is a lot less stressful than not knowing how an event is eventually going to end. Smart people tend to meet with fewer friends over their lifetime. The smarter someone is, the less likely they are going to have multiple lovers. Participating in religious rituals is associated with lower levels of psychological discomfort and mental illness. Allowing yourself to experience the negative feelings associated with your traumatic experiences will make it more likely for you to get past them more quickly. Writing your study notes in longhand makes it more likely for you to remember them. Humans tend to derive more happiness by spending money on others than spending it on themselves. People who are good at understanding sarcasm tend to be better at reading other people's mind. Narcissists are more widespread than you think. The narcissistic personality disorder is found in around 6% of the population.